One-Night Stand, starring Dennis Wolfberg. Ladies and gentlemen, Dennis Wolfberg.
Thank you very much. Hi, Chicago. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I am delighted that you have chosen to come out tonight. I am thrilled. Very much appreciative. I'd like to thank the people at HBO for sparing no expense in meeting my every whim this week. They've put us up at a beautiful hotel downtown. A hotel, actually, where the walls were so thin, I must share this with you, that I couldn't help but hear the unmistakable sounds of physical ardor coming from the couple apparently right next door to me. Apparently a young couple checked into the room right next to me, and I assumed they were young or they'd be dead by now, ladies and gentlemen, because they began to test the limits of human endurance. They were a remarkable couple of young triathletes. And it's not as though I was trying to listen. I was in my room trying to read the Bible and achieve a sense of spirituality with my life while these lust-crazed weasels were driving themselves to a dimension I can only hope to reach myself someday. His name was Marvin. I certainly learned that much. Well, that was his second name. Moore was his first name. More Marvin, more Marvin, more Marvin. She chanted with the zeal of a cult member. I ended up screaming. I said, hurry up, Marvin, I want to get some sleep, goddammit. I was in the hallway. Everyone was in the hallway. We did the wave. Marvin. I mean, I'm thrilled to have this opportunity. I never thought I'd be in this business. I actually started my career as a school teacher, 12 years, in part of New York called the South Bronx. Are you familiar with this? A community that does not frequently generate ovations, sir. A community that socioeconomically ranks under Calcutta, to give you an international base for comparison. People from India would say, South Bronx, what a hellhole. And I taught in a school that even by South Bronx standards was a difficult one. Any elementary school that has its own coroner, I don't care where you're from, to me, that's an unusual feature to an educational program. The school newspaper had an obituary column. It's an elementary school. I would assign compositions what I want to be if I grow up. This was the mentality. 12 years. The first year of my career, I was actually a substitute teacher, subbing a job that ranks right up there with kamikaze pilotry. And I was so naive, I would pass around the roster sheet to collect the names of the kids, an exercise in abject futility. The first day of my career, my first kid's name was, are you ready? Chuck Wagon. This was for starters, like saying, welcome to education, Chuck Wagon aboard. And following Chuck, we had the Dover twins, Ben Dover, and his lovely sister, Eileen Dover, the Dover twins. A delight to see. Bologna, salami, and the obligatory Dick Hertz. I'm sure even in your community, there must have been a Dick Hertz matriculating. And I was no fool. I figured I'll play with him. I said, who's Dick Hertz? And the whole clue, as though they had been waiting for years for this rare educational opportunity. Even the girls. After 1 year of subbing, they gave me my own class, 6th grade, reading. I say reading, my kids had difficulty remembering my name. Wolfberg, kids call me Wolfman. Wolfgang, for those musically inclined. I had a kid first day of school 1 year call me Wolf Shit. Certainly a reasonable mistake for a child of mine. Kid said, hey, Wolf Shit. We got homework tonight, and I said, name is not Wolf Shit. It's Wolfberg, and what's more, it is Mr. Wolfberg. And the kid said, well, how am I supposed to know you're married? Then they gave me the slow class for 6 consecutive years, and not special, just slow. I used to think of them as stationary, motionless. Well, they group them according to intelligence tests. And the whole concept of intelligence testing amused me because at the low end, they used to, no more, but they used to have categories called, in order, moron, imbecile, and it actually bottomed out with idiot. This amused me because conceivably you could have an imbecile working very hard to become a moron. I could imagine a kid running home with this, I'm a moron. Good, we knew you could do it, and don't play with it, Johnson boy, he's an idiot. 6 consecutive years slow, and I had them all. I had a kid, Frank Bailey. First day of school, we fill out standard roll book information. First day, I say, Frank, tell me your birthday. He says, March the 21st. I say, what year? He says, every year. How stupid of me not to have known you would have a birthday every year. I apologize profusely. What an oversight. EY, thank you very much. Truancy was a remarkable problem. These kids were truant beyond all human imagination. And they'd come in with the most brazen excuses. I taught 6th grade. I had a kid who missed 2 days and told me he'd had a stroke. I congratulated him on a remarkable recovery to be back in school 2 days following a stroke. What a commitment to education. I had one kid who missed 3 weeks and told me he'd been on jury duty. Can you believe that? And sex education begins on a full-time curriculum basis in 6th grade, at least in the South Bronx. And in fact, as a 6th grade teacher, I was told to answer all their sex questions, some of which were truly brilliant. One kid asked, is it true you can catch a social disease by kissing a toilet seat? Which I thought was a brilliant question. I said, that is the least you should catch if you're going to kiss toilet seats. Think of that as a moderate penalty for unusual behavior and try to avoid the temptation when you see an attractive seat. There'll always be another one. One kid asked, is there any part of the woman's body known as the vulva? Which I thought was, I said, only on Swedish women. Taught for 12 years. Loved kids. And now, in fact, that I'm not teaching, interestingly enough, I have one of my own. My wife and I have a little boy who just turned 3 years old Monday. I love being a daddy. Thank you. Thank you. I am a breeder. In fact, we delivered him 3 years ago this Monday via what they now call natural childbirth. I assume you women are familiar with this. This procedure that was invented by a man named Lamaze, the Marquis de Lamaze, a disciple of Dr. Joseph Mengele, ladies and gentlemen. A man who concluded that women could counteract the incredible pain of childbirth through rhythmic breathing. I think we all agree that breathing is a reasonable substitute for anesthesia.